ただ料理がうまいだけじゃダメなんだ。いろいろ中途半端にしてきちまったけど、なりたい。いや、なるんだ。俺は。
Welcome to the Outcast restaurant. Welcome to my review. I'm about to poo-poo all over episode 11. If you're not here for that, my friends, I'm sorry. You know, you can click off now. I appreciate your time. Hit me with a dislike before you leave. For everybody else, guys, what a waste of an effing episode. So, all of this episode was to culminate up to our boy, you know, it was all culminating up to Dennis realizing what it means to be level 100, okay? And to be clear, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with him looking at 𝐜𝐴TELIer and his friends that he's made along the way and realizing he wants to protect something, and his mom the whole time had given him the key, and the key to surpassing his limits to going plus ultra was within himself the whole time. Very par for the course, very, you know, hero worthy type storyline, okay? No issue with that whatsoever. My issue is taking up the whole episode on this fight, having a backstory or a flashback that really had no meaning, right? Because here's the crux of the flashback. The flashback takes us to when Dennis was brought into the 𝐼𝐴𝐵𝐿. Vigo saying, "You're just a cook, you're a POS. You can join anyways." Him cooking for the party. The red-haired girl saying, like, "You're really holding the party together with all your alchemy." Vigo going like, "No, you're not. Stupid." And then them getting kind of bullied around by the nobles because they took a job, and the nobles are like, "I was boring." And Vigo going like, "Meh." And Dennis going like, "It happens, bro. Like, don't take it so serious." And then him going, "I hate you, Dennis." Blah. So it's like, okay, if you remove that, it didn't. All it did was give context, but the context there wasn't really needed. We knew Vigo hated him already. We knew they have different views. We knew that they're on two different sides of the coin, right? One's heads, one's tails. Like, we didn't really need that. Then we have the fight of them going back and forth and whatever else. And the fight is pretty much at a stalemate, but Vigo, because he's more battle oriented as opposed to Dennis not being necessary. He's battle oriented, but he's a cook that does battling. Vigo is just like, he's just a battle dude, right? So obviously he has the hand up there. And then, you know, he finally realizes through a flashback of his mom's, he's like, "Oh, it's been within me the whole time. I just needed to find out what my purpose was." He finds it. He's gonna level up. But like this could have, like, all of those moments, you can take the backstory out because it really wasn't needed. You could squish it all together, and then you could have next episode being what happens after the fight, that after he wins, becomes level 100. I just really feel like it wasn't really like needed. And it's just a little frustrating, you know what I mean? It's just a little frustrating that we wasted this whole episode for that. And the other thing that has frustrated me the whole entire time with the show is it's welcome to the Outcast restaurant, but the focus on just the restaurant only, the focus on just the food has been so small, right? As opposed to like other cooking or other food shows to where like the food is kind of taking like, it's like a big part of the show. Like, we're taking through the cooking process and their love for cooking and their love for recipe making and blah, 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 blah. But this one is like, it's like the food is kind of secondary. It's kind of just like, oh, well, he's a cook, so we're going to make it about the food a little bit. But it's like, no, I want the food to be like the biggest, like to be a big part of the show. And another one is like, there's another show called like something like Outworld Restaurant or something like or Restaurant Another World. And that one has, you know, adventures and they go out to dungeons and stuff. But then 50% of the show is just them cooking and the meals and serving their customers. I just feel like I didn't get that out of this show. And it just was like, he could have been anything else. He could have been an alchemist. He could have been a potion maker. He could have been like a crafter. He could have been a blacksmith. Like, they could have inserted any other job, right? He could have had he could have had a blacksmith shop. He could have been a tailor. You know, he could have been anything else. He just happened to be a cook too. You know what I mean? He could have made clothes, and like the clothes that they wear like gives them some little bit of ability or something. Like, it could have been any other stupid job because they didn't really focus on the job, you know? So it's just been such a disappointing run. It's been such a disappointing show. And you know, we're culminating to like the big fight of Vigo. So like he's gonna overcome him. He hit level 100. We already know that. And then we're gonna get a little bit about like maybe he reopens up his restaurant next episode. And that's it. Just super mid. So yeah, totally 6 out of 10. I was disappointed in the episode. I'm disappointed in the show. And yeah, the positive, we have one episode left. So we'll get to see on how it ends, but I don't have any faith. Let me know if you guys do. 6 out of 10 for me. I'll see you guys next week.